Join Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio, the host of Only the Best for You. Be a change maker and unlock the secret to your best life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Only the Best for You, here on Global Voice Radio. My name is Carol Davies of the Passion Motivator Coaching Company. I'm so pleased each week to share with you the best information and speakers about how you can be a change maker to make the world and yourself the best you can be. Today, I'm reporting to you on another topic that has long intrigued me. How do we get the courage to get out of our comfort zone? Should we, and how can we do so? So I'm calling today's episode, Are You Comfortable Leaving Your Comfort Zone? Tips on how to expand your life. These days, the idea of comfort is seen differently depending on what profession you work in or which side of the country you vote on. Some people think that we should always be comfortable, while other people seem to think that anytime you're comfortable, you're missing out on some crucial part of life. Well, there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. Today I will discuss some key benefits of going outside your comfort zone, both to grow as a person and to grow in your career and your relationships. I will also propose ways in which you can step out of your comfort zone to safety and then gradually expand yours to reap those benefits that lie just beyond. So I'd like to start out with a brief introduction as to what comfort zones are, why, and how we form them. So what is the comfort zone? Different sources have slightly different definitions for what a comfort zone is. But a good basic working definition is to say that our comfort zones are sets of circumstances that we are familiar with. Interests we have, like in music, film, literature, and our hobbies. It's all too easy to talk about the comfort zone like it's a bad thing, which is unfortunate because really the comfort zone is where we feel calm and competent. Well, what I'm talking about today is ultimately about the benefits of going outside your comfort zone. It would be irresponsible not to say that everyone has a comfort zone, and it's perfectly fine and healthy to spend even the vast majority of your time in your comfort zone, so long as you are able to leave the comfort zone when opportunity calls from outside. Look at your comfort zone like a house. You spend a lot of time there. You sleep and eat there, but you have to leave your house to get things done. Sometimes you like to take some extra time in your house to relax, but you wouldn't ever want to spend your entire life inside of your house. Now, would you? And when you hear a knock at the door, you probably go and answer it. So, leaving your comfort zone can be exciting, fun, lucrative, and personally rewarding. Many opportunities for professional and personal advancement lie just outside of the comfort zone. Reaping these rewards or achieving that advancement often involves stepping out of the comfort zone and expanding the comfort zone to accommodate new skills and behaviors. But few people endeavor to live outside of their comfort zones. The comfort zone is a place of confidence and peace where you can develop skills that you already have or rest and recharge after a trip out of the comfort zone. This is especially true when a trip outside of your comfort zone doesn't go as planned. Nothing can get you back on your feet as fast as getting back to what you know, back to your comfort zone. So how do we form our comfort zones? We begin forming our comfort zones at a fairly young age as we begin to recognize what things we can do and what things we can't do, or what things other people tell us we can and can't do. Early in life, these lessons can help us to stay safe. But because of how impressionable we are in our youth, these lessons sometimes stick with us well into adulthood, well after they're not practical. As a result, things that we are afraid to do or feel uncomfortable doing often rub us the wrong way because of experiences we had in our youth. Sometimes identifying these instances can help us to overcome our fears and inhibitions and step out of our comfort zones as adults. Sometimes these instances simply come to mind, while other times we need to think long and hard to identify them. Sometimes we need the help of a loved one or even a therapist to identify and confront those memories. We don't stop defining the borders of our comfort zones in our youth, though. Embarrassing or traumatic missteps at any age or any stage of life can leave us unwilling to try new things, at least for a while. Whether it's an accident that physically hurts you, a poor investment, or a workplace blunder that financially hurts you, or a relationship that doesn't work out and emotionally hurts you, your actions today and their consequences can be just as formative as when you were younger. Sometimes also people have had a hard time expanding or stepping out of their comfort zones. For example, because of an abusive relationship. In an abusive relationship, the abuser often tries to make the target feel insecure and worthless so that the target will feel that they are dependent on the abuser. After enough time, the target can begin to feel as though they are weak, stupid, or incapable of doing certain actions. These situations can raise barriers on the borders of the comfort zone and can even make the comfort zone smaller as the target begins to believe that they cannot do things that they used to be comfortable with. This can be a classic abuse syndrome. So what happens if we spend too much time in our comfort zones? Sometimes we spend too much time in our comfort zones, and this can happen for a number of reasons. Perhaps you've grown complacent with where you are and do not see the benefit in leaving your comfort zone, especially compared with perceived potential risks. Perhaps your last trip outside of the comfort zone ended poorly, and now you are afraid to try again. Sometimes what we convince ourselves is complacency or even happiness is really just a fear to reach for anything more than what we already have, or fear that we will lose it chasing dreams. Whatever the reason for staying in our comfort zones, getting stuck in the comfort zone can manifest in a number of ways. Sometimes it can be passing up opportunities because you aren't interested in the burden or don't think that you'll be able to keep up with the involved responsibilities. Sometimes it's keeping to yourself because you don't like meeting new people or trying new things. And sometimes it's settling into a routine that keeps you from experiencing new things. Regardless of what it looks like, getting trapped in your comfort zone usually means that you stop advancing, at first professionally and then personally, because of your aversion to doing new things. If you are so unwilling to step out of your comfort zone that you pass up important opportunities or begin to lose touch with your personal relationships, consider seeking help to identify the reasons that you are afraid or unwilling to leave your comfort zone. Many communities have hotlines that can help you identify these reasons or other resources that are more suited to your needs. So why is it so important to leave the comfort zone anyways? After all, it's comfortable in there, isn't it? Just outside of the comfort zone is an area that some people are starting to call the courage zone, or where the magic happens. This is where we land when we step out of our comfort zones, and it's where many exciting opportunities and experiences are waiting. We are necessarily inside of our comfort zones when an opportunity arises that would require us to step out into the courage zone. Maybe you've been at the same level in your job for a while, and you've gotten really good at it. So you're offered an opportunity that you're not sure you're ready for. Or maybe you've done really good work in some of your classes, let's say if you're a student, and an instructor recommends more challenging coursework, but you don't want to lose your good grades or reputation. Things that are within our comfort zone are things such as things you enjoy doing, being relaxed, you have a feeling of safety and security, ease, you feel freedom from risk, and it's things you're accustomed to. The things that are outside of the comfort zone are things that you're afraid of, things you've never tried, hard moments, ultimate potential, unexplained territory, risk, things that are difficult, new opportunities. And it could be also adventure. A lot of people are afraid of many of these points because it is scary and you think people will judge you and something bad might happen. So that's sort of fear of the unknown. And everything is fine the way it is, or you'd be distanced from everybody else if you try something new, or you might miss out what you have left, or sometimes persistent repeated work you're just not ready for, and you don't see the added value of something if you go outside your comfort zone. But within the comfort zone, you have 90% of the population. And if you just stay there, you can end up having a mediocre life. You just survive. You can have fear, depression, be tired. You're just settling for life. You just feel average. And it comes down to, what if I can't? Now, if you go outside of the comfort zone, here's some of the things you might find. Excuse me. Excitement, financial freedom, dreams, confidence, and a what if I can attitude. The sky's the limit. Fulfillment, passion, belief, wealth, success, and being fearless. Doesn't this sound exciting? It excites me. So stepping out of your comfort zone does require some courage and some trust in yourself. But because your opportunities while you're in the comfort zone, it is likely that you are truly ready to take advantage of those opportunities. And the only thing holding you back may be a lack of confidence in yourself. Of course, you can also look for opportunities to step out of your comfort zone on your own. This is often done by thrill seekers, but there are even lower risk ways to challenge yourself. But more on that later. Think of that classic song sung by Burl Ives, Mr. In Between. You know, he goes along and it sings about a man who never really does anything. He's just in between this and in between that. And it's fine as a song, but do you want to live yourself and your life like a Mr. or Mrs. In Between? It's really exciting to think that you can expand your comfort zone, and this is a choice you make. Just think of your comfort zone as being composed of rings radiating out from the center, like a dartboard. Every ring of your comfort zone is a former courage zone, a place that you were once afraid to go. When you step outside of your comfort zone into the courage zone and become confident operating in those circumstances, that courage zone becomes the newest ring in your comfort zone. For example, let's say at work, your boss proposes you for a promotion and it's in your same department, but you're going to have a lot more responsibility and it may involve managing people. If you decide to take that challenge and you work with it a while and you succeed, just imagine how happy and satisfied you're going to feel. And that then shows to you that I can do this, and I made a risky choice, perhaps if you want to feel safe, but the rewards paid off because you succeeded at it. So this, taking a risk at perhaps getting a new opportunity at work, then becomes a behavior that is not risky anymore because you've already proved to yourself that you did it. So the things that formerly made you uncomfortable are now accomplished skills, and the things that seem to be in your distant future or your wildest daydreams from the old perimeter of your comfort zone are now that much closer. Achieving goals that are outside of your comfort zone also gives a sense of self-confidence that can make it easier to step out of the comfort zone in the future. Sometimes, if you stay in the comfort zone long enough, you will build enough confidence for your comfort zone to gradually expand without ever needing to step into the courage zone. This can take a long time, and the fastest way to advance is to go outside of your comfort zone, but do it in your own terms. Taking your own steps and using your own initiative to leave your comfort zone also benefits you personally by increasing your sense of personal courage. If things work out, or even if they don't, you will often feel personal accomplishment just for having left your comfort zone at all. Actively leaving your comfort zone rather than waiting for it to passively expand also catches the attention of supervisors. Supervisors are there to offer you further opportunities, and these will require further trips outside the comfort zone, but they're also there to keep you from doing anything you're not ready for. After all, leaving the comfort zone is healthy, but it could be possible to go too far outside of it and get yourself into trouble, especially if you're not ready for certain opportunities, or maybe you don't have the skills to handle something. I'd like to just mention 6 key ways that you can escape your comfort zone, but in a safe manner. Every person and every situation is different. We all have our comfort zones for different reasons, and every opportunity to leave those comfort zones are different. For that reason, I'm going to mention these 6 key ways that you can escape your comfort zone. They might not all apply to you or a situation you're likely to find yourself in, but hopefully some of them will help you to get out of your comfort zone into the area that, as we called before, the courage zone, and others simply call where the magic happens. Firstly, recognize that you're not the only one. We tend to think of our comfort zones as our own, things that no one else has. But think about that language again and pay attention to the inclusive language. Excuse me. Everyone has a comfort zone, and the things that are uncomfortable with, we are often very similar. Things like presenting in front of groups or entering a room in front of people we don't know. Understand that if you're out of your comfort zone, everyone else probably is as well, and this should help you to make leaving your comfort zone a little less uncomfortable. Secondly, take small steps. Usually, we can see departures from our comfort zone a mile away. The expectation that it will be uncomfortable convinces many of us simply not to bother preparing. But, like everyone else, we can prepare for it with practice. If you know, for example, that your career will require you to do more public speaking, you can prepare for that in advance by trying to meet new people when you go out to lunch or the movies. Or you could take some coaching or a course in public speaking. You could join Toastmasters. These are steps you could take in a small way that are in your choice, and it still requires leaving your comfort zone, but you do so on your own terms, and it can make it much more fun and achievable. Thirdly, do uncomfortable things in a comfortable environment. Sometimes when you can't escape your comfort zone on your own terms, you can still escape it on your own turf. If an opportunity arises to escape your comfort zone, and it doesn't require a specific venue, try to pick the location and make it somewhere you're comfortable with. Whether that's your office, your favorite restaurant, a park, or wherever, doing something uncomfortable can be more comfortable if you do it in a place you're comfortable in. Fourthly, trust your decisions. You're comfortable in your comfort zone. That's clear. You probably know what to do there. And when you know what to do, people tend to take notice. Most of us are offered opportunities to step outside of our comfort zones every day, and many of us don't because we're scared. An opportunity to step out of your comfort zone doesn't have to be an opportunity that you look for or create for yourself. It just has to be one that you recognize and that you accept because you trust yourself. Number 5, allow your comfort zone to expand. Sometimes the external pressure can be greater than the internal pressure to escape your comfort zone. Society puts so much pressure on it. It can feel like you should never be comfortable. Sometimes by embracing the problems and engagements that we find outside of the comfort zone, we outgrow our comfort zones and expand the borders in an organic way. You should always test your limits to know that you can leave your comfort zone if that would be advantageous. But charging out of your comfort zone into unexplored territory just because you read an article about the dangers of your comfort zone might land you in a situation that you're legitimately unprepared for. You might watch a movie or a video that inspires you, and you think, I want to do that, and you look for an opportunity to do it. But sometimes it's better just to stand back for a second and say, do I have, the training, the skills to do that? And is it really a direction I want to go in? So, number 6 is have your own reasons. Leaving your comfort zone can be more difficult if you don't see the reason for it. It can be a lot easier to leave the comfort zone when you have your own motivation for it, especially if those motivations our personal goals beyond just money or peer pressure. So, how can you use your comfort zone to advantage? This understanding of constantly expanding the comfort zone so that you can continually reach for more opportunities is the most common understanding of the benefits of going out of your comfort zone. But it can also be a little aggressive. Expanding your comfort zone also has more defensive benefits. We all have things that make us comfortable and uncomfortable. And if they're uncomfortable, they may prevent us from leaving our comfort zone. But sometimes they can also enter our comfort zone. Just like we can take advantage of opportunities to step outside of our comfort zone, there are ways for things to get in. As I said before, maybe you're comfortable with presenting information, but a job requires you to fly somewhere. This might not be in your comfort zone because A, you may not like flying, and B, you prefer doing it on familiar territory like at your job, and going somewhere else to a new spot is quite frightening sometimes. Maybe you're a competent public speaker, but someone in the audience may ask you a question about a topic you're not comfortable with. These are all things that can happen. By expanding our comfort zones, though, we can protect ourselves from some of these unforeseen intrusions. Of course, it's not possible to be prepared for every possible intrusion into our comfort zones, but that uncertainty is a part of life that shouldn't stop you from trying new things. Comfort zones are great, but it's also wonderful and such an exciting thing to develop yourself that you have to make a decision. Do you want to stay in your comfort zone forever or try new things? So today, I truly hope that you found some great takeaways from what I was talking about. If you want further information about comfort zones and how to increase your capacity to handle it or step beyond it, please contact me through my website, www.thepassionmotivator.com, or by email at coachcaroldavies@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, you can change your life at any time and be the success you want to be. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Bye now.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern for Only the Best for You with Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio.